I'm looking. I'm looking, ma'am. But I got to be honest with you. It's not looking good. I have been looking at your show all week, and I'm sorry. I think your show is dead. We have very few options at this point. I'm thinking euthanasia, and we bury him in the backyard. Does it ever feel this way to you guys as you're live streaming? And now is like a costume change out of it. Do you guys ever feel that way about your live show? Do you ever feel like your show is dead? You're just not getting enough live viewers. No matter what you do, people aren't showing up. They're not engaged with you. Well, if you felt like that before, then guess what? You're normal. And I'm sure your show is pretty good. I know you. But there are 7 essential tips that you need to be following in order to grow your Facebook live show. Now, today is our first installment of I'm a BeLiver, where we interview BeLive users like you who are making huge gains, doing big things, and running great shows. Today, we're going to be interviewing Aaron Montgomery of the Two Regular Guys podcast show because he is doing amazing things. And we're going to share with you the 7 essential tips that you need to be following to ensure that you'll have a huge group of live viewers on your next show. Stay tuned, folks. It's BeLive Weekly.
You're watching BeLive Weekly with Owen Video, where entrepreneurs get the latest tips, tricks, and tactics for Facebook live streaming. Join us live every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or type 5 into the comments now to subscribe to the show. Now your host, Owen Video.
Welcome back to BeLive Weekly. You're so beautiful. I want to kiss you. I want to give you a smooch. I'm so glad you're able to join us here today. Remember, this is the only show on Facebook TV where we help you to grow your Facebook Live show. And we are live every single Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can follow the show when you give me 5. That's right. Just type 5 into the comment section now. That will subscribe you to the show. We'll give you an alert every time we go live. I'm Owen Video, your live video growth coach, and I am thrilled to be here with you every single Monday. Ha! Ha! I'm feeling kind of James Brownie today. I am. I'm kind of feeling James Brownie today, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it's Monday, and Monday is the start of something new. It's when we get to kind of brush off, the failures of last week. It's a chance where we get to take the wins from last week and stuff them into our muscles to overinflate those beasts and hit the ground running. New opportunities, new things, and ways to grow. And I'm excited here to be here with you. Thanks for making me a part of your Mondays. Let's give a big shout out to my co-host joining us today, a man who needs no introduction, so I won't. Our guest today is my good friend, Jason Rodriguez. Jason, how are you?
Well, hello. Thank you, Owen. I've been busy trying to share this out on my feed. But yeah, how you been? Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Super excited to be here. I think that's it.
You're such a team player. I'm so glad. You were able. This is the first time you're actually. Pearly Q is saying Owen Brown. Wow.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've ever had a co-host on the show, and you are the first co-host.
Well, that's awesome. I hope to be the co-host every time. That'd be really good. But I really, just wondering, that proctologist outfit you had, was that from last Halloween or the year before? Just wondering, where it came from.
It was actually, my very first client. That's a fun. I'm glad we didn't even plan that, folks. This is a great question to ask.
That's what I'm here for, Owen.
My very first client was a good friend of mine, and he's a chiropractor. And I did a bunch of videos for him, and I borrowed the jacket to make the videos. I wasn't in them, but we had them. We had a jacket for the videos. And at the end of the thing, I go, "Hey, man, could I keep the jacket?"
Wow.
He looks at me and he's like, "Yeah, I guess so." And so I've had the jacket. Ever since. Want to say what's up to Liz Miranda, who gave me 5. Great to meet you. Sandra Centurino is saying, I just ate a brownie. I hope it was a good kind of brownie. Like if you're in California or Oregon, we have no idea what's in those brownies.
And you do it right there. I love chiropractors. They crack me up. Ha, 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 ha. That's really good. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, John, for that.
Very
I
good.
build your real name, even though you try to hide it, just because of that. Joke. So let's say hi to our guests that are out there today, because you guys make the show what it is. Liz Miranda says 5. Give me 5. David Finale, great to see you here, sir. I know you're doing big things with real estate video. Devontae Goins, logging in. Great to have you here. Karinder Singh, always a pleasure. Big 5 here for you, sir, as well. And remember, if you want to subscribe to the show like Jay Houselander, Howard Rose, and Joanne Jackson, then just type 5 into the comment section. Eddie Garrison is saying, I hope we don't have any wardrobe malfunctions.
You
you
already had one.
Who knows what wardrobe malfunction? Don't tell him, Jason. Who knows what wardrobe malfunction is from? Where did that term come about? Does anyone know? Let us know in the
I'm glad you told me not to tell him anything, because I have no idea. I could have just kept quiet and acted, but yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Hey, here's a question. Do you think it takes being a good actor to be good on live video?
Oh gosh, no. No, I mean, I don't think so. I've watched a bunch of people that are really not even close to calling them an actor, and they have a ton of views, and it's all about just being real, I think, to the most part, from what I've seen.
Yeah, being real, and then having some energy, right? Because you seem like a little dad with energy today. I brought you on to lift the show up. And
I try. Well, energy, and you, when you see Owen in person, this guy, you would think there's a camera following him, and it's not. You have to look around. You're like, whoa, this is how this guy really is. Like, he is just straight up, boom, boom, boom. The worst could be happening to him, and he'll just be like, type 5. No, I'm kidding. He won't do that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a rockin', kicking it.
I'm alive. We listen to a lot of funk in our house, folks. Michael Jackson 5 is playing at any given time. David Fowler and Ed Weinberg are saying, I'm already subscribed. Great to see you guys. Thanks for being here.
And be sure to share this out to all your friends. Like, the more the merrier. And then that's how you meet people. It's like almost like a singles/married couples reunion here. Like, meet people, bring them in. We all hang out. It's a lot of fun.
It's like speed dating on BeLive.
Yeah. Minus the date. Oh, that's a good show. We should start that.
Who wanted the first one on that show?
We'll get divorced next Monday, and we're going to start BeLive speed dating with Owen and Jason, 2 single guys.
That's right. Yeah, two wild and crazy guys. I have the perfect sound effect for that.
Ooh. Oh. I got the perfect wood print for that. Look at that. That was Mario. Mario right behind me. That was what we didn't even plan that. Look, that's just how me and Owen. It's like stars align.
Look at David Fowler, who got it right. Vicky Seepers and Sandra Centurino all said Janet Jackson. That's right. And Joanne got it right, too. Janet Jackson. That's right. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake were dancing during the Super Bowl. JT pulled her top off, and everyone called it a wardrobe malfunction. And so that's kind of where that.
I thought you were going deeper with that. I didn't know it was that easy. Geez, just all booby. So I mean, I knew that one.
Oh my gosh! Do we have a blooper on this?
You could say that. I'm sorry. You could say that. It's okay.
I think that we could. Well, Jason, we have a great show today. We're going to talk about 7 essential factors for a successful Facebook Live. And you guys are going to say, hey, by the way, we're at 30 viewers here today, guys. Give it up for our 30 viewers. Hang on, I got to find it. 30 viewers.
Give it up.
Yeah, I'm so excited that you guys 31. Who's that 31? Comment in the comment section. We'll give you a shout out.
It's Teresa Hemstath is at 31. Look at that. Look at that.
Honey, could you get all the kids to log in?
Do your kids have Facebook accounts, Owen? I'd love to, like, I know their ages. No, okay. I'd hope I'm not going to step on anything, but okay, just wondering.
No, yeah, you're exactly right. I'm not into the Facebook with the kids yet. I definitely bring them on, and I'm like acclimating them to Facebook. What do you guys think? Watching us out there today, do you have kids with Facebook accounts? So let us know, or I guess middle school age or younger with Facebook accounts, because I really believe in teaching my kids digital safety, right? And like, you can be on camera, never put our address on camera, never put our license plates on camera. Because I've actually had people threaten me, say, I'm gonna find you type stuff.
Oh.
And do that. Had that ever happened to you, Jason?
No, I tried keeping all my live streams and my Facebook account pretty legit. I don't know what you're selling on the downtime of not BeLiving, but no, I haven't had anyone want to beat me up yet. I don't think. That's, man. what do you do about that? Like, how do you move on from that?
I know it's a tough one. Well, it's never really happened to me, but I've been threatened, so we just teach our kids safety.
Yeah.
Ed Weinberg is saying, practice safe hex. That's hilarious. That's a coding joke right there.
Oh, I see what he did. That's really awesome.
Like hexadecimal. It's awesome. David Fowler is saying, Jason, make sure we pop these up on the screen.
Yeah.
Maybe he is, and I'm just watching the delay. No one had ever noticed the Janet Jackson thing until the freak out media slowed down the video and rewound it over and over again. I know I rewound it over and over again. All right. Janet Jackson's old news, folks. The big is how to grow your Facebook Live viewers. And today we have got an amazing guest going to come on the show. His show is fantastic. So I want you guys all to be ready to follow our guest today, Aaron. But here's what we're doing. Today is the first installment of our segment called I'm a BeLiver. So we're going to give you that hashtag I'm a BeLiver. I'm going to write that in right now.
Ooh.
And what we're doing is we're looking for people like you, BeLive users that are doing great things with BeLive. Maybe your show isn't, getting, 30 live viewers every week. Maybe
26. It went down, Nolan.
I know. I wish we had like a little, like
ooh, like an electronic little device. Yeah, like the Facebook counter that just shows everybody. That'd be really cool.
No, exactly. It's like in your face. Hey, your show actively failing right now. Like it's being flushed down the drain.
I believe something's wrong with our ticker because this can't be right.
Great customer service about that. About that one. Cheryl Fletcher is logging in. It's good to see you. Karinder Singh is saying, I'm a BeLiver. Hey, if you guys are BeLive users, put the hashtag I'm a BeLiver in the comment section right now, and we're going to take a look at your show. We want to know about you. Now, one particular show, a guy named Aaron Montgomery is running a show called Two Guys, the Two Guys Podcast. And I feel like there's more. The Two Regular Guys Podcast show. And it's so professional. They're using BeLive.tv and they're using it to like the umpteenth degree, right? Mm-hmm. They're using it in such an amazing way. Sandra Centurino is saying, my BeLive show is called Real Women Go Live. Woot, woot. I may watch that one. That's great. I love the niche. Are you entrepreneurial stuff? Is that kind of what you're covering? Let us know in the comment section. And if you guys know a BeLiver that's doing amazing things, let us know about them. Today, we want to talk about how to grow your live viewership, because live viewership is what triggers the algorithm. It's that plus commenting. You want to have a real solid show. So we're going to get into that real quick. But first, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors over at BeLive.tv. Jason, let's skip the tips and let's go right to our sponsor with BeLive.tv. Hey, BeLive.tv is your best solution for live streaming onto Facebook. BeLive.tv is where you can engage your audience on Facebook Live and do amazing broadcasts. The best part about BeLive.tv is that it's all cloud-based. So you don't have to go logging in. You don't have to go downloading a bunch of heavy softwares that slow your computer down. All you've got to do is log into your BeLive.tv account. And you can set up a talk show, right, as you're seeing on the screen right now. And you can be live within 2 minutes. It's super easy. And we want to invite you to get your free trial account for BeLive.tv at bit.ly/BeLive weekly. I'm going to put that link in the comment section right now. Go get a free trial of BeLive weekly. And I'll tell you what, just click the link. Right? Because they're tracking how many times that link gets clicked. And I want to show that my audience, the BeLive Weekly audience, is all about supporting the fam. Right?
And another bonus from when you sign up for BeLive and when you start telling people I'm doing BeLive is that every time you type it in your phone, it definitely autocorrects it to believe. So, other than it's great. I love it.
That's true. I'm always telling people, hey, I'm going to go love in the next 25 minutes. I'm going to be going love today.
Yeah, or just the letter B in live. That would be easier too, because it's like, hey, I'm going to BeLive. Where are you going? Where's that? Where's BeLive?
Is it Sunday? Is it Sunday? The joys of spell check. You know what I mean? That's just what you have to deal with. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great guest. Let's bring him on. Our guest today is Aaron Montgomery. Aaron co-hosts the industry's oldest and most listened to podcast. Two regular guys on this podcast, along with his very good friend Terry Combs. They talk about all things decorating and personalization and host industry guests from all corners of the promotions industry. And they've been doing that since February 2013. In early 2017, Aaron switched from audio only to BeLive.tv. And since then, they've doubled the amount of listeners and viewers. Aaron's also got a few other shows. Aaron Montgomery, welcome to BeLive Weekly. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is I've already been having a great time so far just tuning in. So this is going to be awesome.
Oh, that's great. Normally, this is how, when I'm doing the show, what I hear in my head is this. Do you ever deal with that, Aaron, where you just feel like because you just don't know. We're so critical of ourselves, right? That we just feel like there's crickets. Do you ever get that?
All the time. In fact, half the time I feel that way, and I'm like sitting there in my head going, am I just talking to myself? Oh, well, it's a fun conversation. Let's just keep it going and see what happens.
Yeah. That's how you know you're professional. When you can keep talking to yourself. I lack that skill, but man, if you get that is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a trained mindset. Would you agree?
Agreed 100%. It took a long time to actually get over that, through the audio and even getting into the video side of it here. Huge step to overcome. But, like I said, we're probably our worst critics and, get a lot of good feedback and it makes you feel good and you kind of go from there.
Yeah, well, that confidence on air, feeling confident in your show on an internal level, right, really affects the way that you appear on camera.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, it's huge.
So how did you get over, and this is a great preface for the show because so many of our audience, and maybe you guys in the audience can tell me, and by the way, David Fowler is asking how much is it? He's asking how much is BeLive.tv? It's very affordable. I couldn't tell you the exact numbers, but you can get a free trial right now. Just go get it for free and see if you even like it. Yeah. And then the cost will start to make sense to me. Make sense to you. Cheryl,
worth every penny.
Worth every penny?
Yeah, worth every penny. I'm getting ready to subscribe for another year here soon. So
that's great.
Huge.
Yeah, I love it. I love that I don't have to have all the software and all the things. Just I log in and I go. Cheryl Fletcher Granning is saying, Owen, this show rocks. Just saying. Jason, can we put that comment up and just leave it up all? That's my strategy for getting over my confidence issues. Just listen to Cheryl Fletcher Granning. David Fowler is saying, we're two wild and crazy guys. That's fun stuff. Who remembers what that's from? Let me know in the comment section. We'll make a big deal out of it, but we'll just let me know because I know where it's from, and I'm 38. So, Aaron, talk to me about how you got over. I think a lot of our audience is going live and they're seeing 0 people on or 2. And they're like, my life sucks. I'm a loser, right? But it's also like a necessary stepping stone to get to 30 viewers, 50 viewers, 100 viewers is the most this show has ever had, 103. How did you get over that 0, 2 to 5 viewers in a way that was confident you just kept going to grow your show?
I think the big part of it is just kind of having that why, having that understanding that I'm doing this for a certain reason. And I want to do this. I do a couple different things through the podcast, through some other things that I do. And it's really just to try to help people. And so I figure if I can help one person with growing their business is kind of what I'm involved in, then I've succeeded. And if I don't have that content out there, I can't help them. And so I have to get over those fears of, oh my God, I'm not saying the right things. I'm not doing the right things. I'm not smiling the right way. I mean, that's been my biggest thing is people look at me and I'm like, oh, I'm not smiling. I'm really actually happy. It's the way I talk. So, it's just one of those things and you get over it and you have fun and you bring on great guests and you work in collaboration with a great community like this. And it didn't take long at all.
So give us, that's great to hear. And for those of you guys listening, it doesn't take long at all to get over sort of that fear. And so you've got to push through it. Right. You've got to keep broadcasting even when you feel, and I've been through it too. I still go through it, especially when I go live in groups because, it takes longer for the message to get out in groups. Today we're talking about how to get more live stream viewers, and we've sort of identified 7 essential tactics. For those of you guys that know, I'm a live stream growth coach in my day job, and I stream for BeLive.tv, and I'm so happy to be a part of the family of shows here. What we do is we set up shows for businesses, and we run it for them in some cases. And so we've set up a total of maybe like 10 shows. I think right now we're actively managing 7 shows. Oftentimes we'll come in and we'll do a show, we'll do it for 3 months, and then we'll turn it over to the business owner. So we've sort of identified 7 to 10 core tactics that you need to have in your show. And in this segment called I'm a BeLiver, we're looking at BeLive users like you who are living out these seven facets. And so we've identified these things, and we're going to go through them today. And what I want to challenge you to do as you're listening to us today is when you hear a truth bomb, all right, I want you to put #truth in the comment section, okay? And what you're doing when we do that is 2 things. Number 1, you're engaging with me, and you're letting me know what you're resonating to. And that helps me to pick content for future shows. But we also, by the way, Dale Garza, I love the bandana. I wear bandanas all the time, or at least I used to when I had hair. Now I'll wear a bandana, and I still have like the baldness up here, so it doesn't work as well as it used to. But I love yours, good sir. We want to talk. When you put hashtags, you're also increasing your live viewer potential, and so we want to see you living out a strategy while we're actually teaching the strategy.
Yeah, I would even recommend after the #truth, put your own little thing like #truth hurts, #truth something, and that way maybe make something on that.
I think that's an amazing idea, Jason, and
thanks.
Why you're co-hosting today, guys. Isn't Jason Rodriguez doing a great job as the co-host today? Just let us. I think so too.
I appreciate it.
I think we're so glad that you're here. So let's get started with our interview today with Aaron Montgomery. Aaron, how did you start your show before we jump into this thing? You were in podcasting and you transitioned over to BeLive. Walk us through like the 2-minute snapshot of how you got started in all this.
Yep. Quick overview. Yep. 2013, we started doing a podcast, niche podcast for our garment decorating, personalization, promo products kind of industry thing. And, we had the content. Our technical abilities were horrible. So we always did it as a live show because we didn't want to edit anything. Yeah. So, that was the big thing. And we just kind of plugged along. Persistence is one of those things also that we didn't talk about, to get over the hump, persistence of just continuing on no matter what. And that's kind of what we did. We got to that point where it's like, man, our listener peak is kind of plateaued. How do we get more? And obviously we saw Facebook Live and that video opportunity as a cool thing to do and a way to reach more people. But again, we just didn't have the technical ability to do all the software and all that other stuff. So ran across BeLive and signed up, and boy, it's just been blowing up ever since. So we got our listeners on the audio side to continue to grow, but now we get a ton of great interaction or growing new people through Facebook as well, and it's been huge for us.
That's great. That's wonderful to hear. And I even think you wrote that you doubled your listeners and viewers. So when it comes to growth, Aaron knows a thing or two, and let's dig into it. So the first thing I want to talk about to grow your Facebook Live viewers is a regularly programmed broadcasting schedule, Talk to us about that, Aaron.
Oh, Owen, first, what gave that away? Just wondering, where'd you get that? He's got a regular time and day. I'm just wondering.
It was the coffee, which keeps me regular. So that's actually, I just noticed though, the 2 regular guys podcast. Yeah. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. So clearly you have a regularly scheduled broadcast. Talk about, your broadcast and how you introduce that to your audience.
Yeah. Like I said, regular scheduled has always been a part of what we've done, and we've just kind of picked the time and that worked best for us. My co-host and I, that was the time that worked good for us to do this. So there wasn't like some special time that I had to pick, like, oh my God, it's got to be Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. because that's when I would get the most viewers. It was like we said, Friday mornings, every Friday morning, we're going to do this. And then we just do it. And it doesn't matter if there's, we have some shows that are better than others, but we always do it every Friday morning without, he's traveling, I'm traveling. We make it work. We figure it out. So stick with it.
You announce also, I mean, you've got it right there behind you every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do you announce this on your show? You say, hey, welcome to the show. We're live at this time.
Yeah, we basically talk about it in almost everything that we do. It's in our logos. It's on all the promotional products. It's on banners when we're out at live events at trade shows and stuff like that. Yeah. So we've pretty much made that part of our tagline is every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Okay. That's great. And that's actually parlays us into sort of like the bullet point on a regularly programmed broadcast is that you have you have a tagline, you have a show title and a tagline. Tell us about your show title and your tagline and why those matter to the viewer.
So our show title is the Two Regular Guys podcast. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. So that's a great conversational point. When you look at our industry, it doesn't really fit into anything within our industry that we're a niche inside. But there's this great story behind it, actually. And it's a long story. And if you go back to my podcast, you'll find some about sections in there where we tell that story of where Two Regular Guys came from. And then, that what we're talking about, then it follows with that. We're talking garment decorating. We're talking personalized products every Friday. And again, both my co-hosts and I, every time anybody asks us what we do, that's part of our speech. And we just repeat that over and over and over again.
Yeah, I like there's no fluff. We're two regular guys. Like you're not setting people up for two amazing guys. It's
no, we're regular.
Hey,
very regular.
We are just here.
Coffee too.
Yeah, twice in the morning after my coffee is what I do daily, and I am good. Don't need to see the doctor.
Yeah. You're not
actually.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're not creating too much of an expectation. It's just like, no, we're just okay. We're just regular guys here, folks.
Yeah, we looked at two okay guys, but that just seemed a little too. But Two Regular Guys was actually making fun of somebody who was really proud of their MBA. Not that MBAs are bad, but they were really proud of it. So that's where it came from.
Part of their statement. So guys, you've got to have a regularly scheduled a program, and in that program, you have got to have a very, and this is actually point 2, you have to have a very clear niche. You have to have a very clear niche. So point number 2 is a very clear niche. Now, a great example of this is Sandra. Sandra says, first of all, she says, be consistent, damn it. She also said earlier that her show is called Real Women Go Live, right? So she's got a clear audience there, a clear target in mind. Aaron, talk to us about your niche and who you're serving.
Yeah, so our niche is just as I said, t-shirt people. This is a shirt that I made there. It's got my logo on it too, all that kind of fun stuff. But my co-host and I have been in this industry I've been in it 20 years. He's been in about 35 years. And it's all about just talking about this business and this industry that we've grown up in, love being a part of. And all the guests that we bring are just people from that industry. And so it's all about the niche. We don't try to stray too far. We'll bring somebody that might not be specifically in the industry, but to answer topics. Like in 2 weeks, we're going to have a copyright attorney on to talk about copyright law, and super excited about that. But it's all focused on what we can do to help people and give them information about growing their garment printing industry.
And that's the key right there, right? It's like for growing your garment industry. And I saw on some of your website stuff like promotional items, but you've got this niche so that when people log in, they know what it is that you're talking about. Like when we talk about BeLive Weekly, helping you to grow your Facebook Live show, right? And that's it. We're not necessarily, although the show's got a lot of value for YouTubers, we're not necessarily like marketing to YouTubers, right? This is marketing to people with a Facebook Live show, right? You guys have got to have a very clear niche. Let me know, right? And that's versus kind of having like, hey, we're the Go Live brothers, and we just talk about like whatever is interesting to us.
That's Owen and I's show on Tuesdays, in case anyone's wondering.
On Tuesdays?
It is now.
I like it. You've got to know who your audience is, and then you can target your show to that audience. Now, we've got a couple of questions that came in. So, Jason, let's pop those questions up. The first comes to us from Kevin Robbins, who is asking you, Aaron, how did you go from podcast to video, and how do you use them in conjunction? I have both, and I'm trying to make them work together.
Yeah, that's a really great question. So one of the reasons that we decided to kind of look at video, obviously, was to grow some audience. But the other part was we were not really liking the audio side of things. So somebody told me that, hey, you know what, if you take a video and you just convert it over to an audio file, it actually turns out pretty good.
Yeah.
So we gave that a try, and it's great because we'll do the show live. It ends up on our Facebook page live. And then as soon as the show's done, I download it. I convert it to an MP3 file just using a free site online, and pop that MP3 file into wherever I'm going to be hosting my podcast at. So we keep both sides going, and it actually works great.
Do you use online-convert to do that?
I do use online-convert to do that. Yep, it's a good tool.
Amazing site, guys. Online-convert. And you can convert all sorts of stuff to all sorts of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then they've got limitations on how big a thing has to be, or whatever the case might be. But you can do tons there. We make animated GIFs using that site as well. So we've got two other questions coming, or one question coming in from Esther Renee Brandon, but also the same question came in from Ed Weinberg. And they're asking, does your regularly scheduled broadcast need to be weekly, or would once a month be too little? Aaron, your thoughts on that first, and then I'll answer.
Okay. Well, my thoughts are weekly is probably the best in my opinion. But I guess if monthly was what you were going to do, I think just tell people up front, I guess, is more than anything. Weekly, though, I think people, okay, every Friday I'm going to tune in. This is part of my routine. I think people get in a weekly routine. So I would tend towards weekly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, that's not to say that monthly is bad. Like, if you guys are in a place where you can go monthly, then go monthly, right? And you can also turn it into more of a webinar, more of an event, right? If you're going to go live once a month, this is going to be like your monthly showing, like a flower that blooms once every 10 years. You know what I mean? You have time now to like promote it, create an event, really get a good guest, ask some great questions, and you could do a really great once a month show. And what I think you definitely want to do to gain viewers for that is you definitely want to be using a chatbot or an email opt-in of some kind to re-alert these people. Because if you tell them about it on week 2, but you don't go live till week 4, you're going to be in an interesting place there.
Yeah, I'd also recommend making it more like a Facebook like Christmas calendar. It's a countdown every month to that day. That'd be awesome. That'd be really fun.
Great points. David Fowler knows we're down to 22 viewers. Uh-oh, LOL. Right, guys. Hey, and by the way, I love how he's like counting. The ticker's broken, folks, on BeLive. Everyone, right customer service.
I think David's wrong. I think it's got to be way more than that. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Facebook's wrong.
Yes.
Tag someone you know. Tag someone you know who's either live streaming now or needs to be live streaming. Invite them to come and join in this conversation with us.
And even if they're live streaming right now at this moment,
bring them in.
Tell all their viewers to just come on over here. Go find them. Say hey, and don't do that. I'm just kidding.
This show's way better than the show they're doing right now. I promise.
This show sucks. Come to this one. No, don't do that.
Yeah, your show is awful. And you know what? Esther Renee had another question. Esther, we're going to come back to that. I see it now. We're going to come back to that. I want to get to point number 3. Point number 3 is a set background. You've got to look at Jason's set. Can we go full screen on Jason for a second here? Look at Jason's set. Now, Jason, I've watched your set evolve over time, and this is the best it's ever looked.
Oh, it's a little dark right now, but thank you. Yeah, thank you.
It's a little dark right now. Thanks for not gearing up for this show.
The light was giving me really weird shadows today for some reason. It's just, I don't know if it's a Monday thing or I don't know. It's weird.
I for one, I'm against it. I'm against whatever's happening.
But yeah, that's all my paint in the background. It's like real. It's not fake. So it's kind of cool. And if you set it up a certain distance, yeah, I've been learning all these cool things by watching Owen video and friends. He's got like a whole network community. It just helps you live stream and learn how to do it.
That's right.
It all up.
part of that is set background and design. Now let's get a good shot at Aaron's set right here, because we've even got questions coming in from the audience saying, Aaron, are you on a green screen? Are you on a blue screen? But you're not. You're actually in front of a real live banner. Yeah. Talk about your background set and how you came up with that.
Okay. Well, the background set is just, so one of the things that is involved in the industry that I'm in is a process called sublimation. And that's how this shirt was made. And that's how this coffee mug was made and all this other stuff. And so one of my consulting clients actually does wide format sublimation, and I designed up my own set. And this is a fabric. Let's see if I can move it enough to show you guys without knocking it over. But yeah, so the reason I did this is I just kind of have a little background, and I can change that. I can have a new one printed. I've got another one for the other regular consulting stuff I do. I do have a green screen version, but I'm still figuring out how to make that work a little bit better. So I haven't really got into that, but that'll be fun. So yeah, having a cool background gives you something to talk about for sure.
And that seems like an awesome idea, especially for Owen, someone who lives by the beach, Mr. Surfer here, and Paul Peck, one of our friends. But I have beach towels made like that, and you just set them out on the beach for everyone to use. And man, I wish I'm moving to the beach.
Owen, send me some
towels.
Send me some logos and stuff, Owen. I'll make those for you.
Yeah, I love it. Matter of fact, I need some new Owen video stuff. We should actually have that conversation.
All right.
Vicky Cyphers is saying, how much does a background like that cost?
Typically, it would cost about $30 for the panel, and then the hardware, it's just a regular photographer kind of thing. I think it was like $25 off of Amazon. So I bet you for less than $50, you could have a whole setup pretty easily.
Yeah, that's awesome. And especially maybe on the backside, have a green screen so you could just flip it, and you could have the best of both worlds right there rocking.
Absolutely.
That's right. Great question, Vicky out there. And my background design here, this was a $20 thing here. This was like a $30, $40 thing here. $15, $10, that's $50 for that. So, but it builds up over time, right? And the goal for me is when people log into my show, I want them to see something that creates context for them. And so what I love about what Aaron's doing is he's got a great background set. So immediately I'm turned on to the show. So let me ask you guys right now, what are you using? What's in your background? Just let me know in the comment section. Is it beige walls only? Right? Or do you have like a set design? Do you have like, a background set of furniture? Where are you broadcasting? What messages sending? Let me know in the comment section below.
Is it 5 kids screaming and a dog and a cat and just?
Yeah, exactly. Sandra is saying that she loves props. I think props are huge. What props do you use, Sandra? Are any of you guys using props? Let me know. I'm all about.
Owen is a huge propper, that's for sure, Mr. Owen.
Yeah, Dale is saying $20 for backdrops on Amazon. That's right. $36 are the expensive ones. You Do It is saying my 3D printer makes space that I plan. I plan on turning my set into the Death Star control room. That is awesome.
Wow.
Very cool.
Check back in with You Do It in 14 years, and he will have this. How fast is that printer, man? Jeez.
Vicky Cyphers, Kevin Robbins is saying I use a stand-up banner promoting my mortgage business. Good for you, Kevin. I do a lot of work with the mortgage industry. Sandra Centurino is saying I have my brand colors, curtain panels, and fun props. Awesome. Dale is saying I have several backdrops. Now, Aaron, on your show, your guests or your co-hosts are just kind of streaming in front of their own walls. Do you find like a disconnect there between like you having a great set and your guest having a poor set or no set at all?
Yeah, that is something that actually we've talked about. In fact, I'm trying to get what we're trying to figure out is how do we get that from guest to guest, but definitely got to get my co-host up to speed. He's more about the fun and the content, and I just need to pound him upside the head and say, hey, let's get this set up, dude.
I know a guy just like that, honestly. He reminds me of someone.
Jason Rodriguez. That is Jason Rodriguez. Jason's got good stuff, but I tell him all the time, it's like, bro, you can't just go live. You got to like do stuff. You got to like plan, let's just go, man. Let's just go. So, Cheryl, great to have you here. I'm glad you stopped by to join us today. Okay, so that brings us, guys, to tip number 4. And I'm very passionate about this one. Great audio and video. So, Aaron, you have fantastic audio video. Talk about what you're using.
I've got the Logitech C920 as my webcam.
Ooh.
And yeah, I love it. It's been great. I actually have it mounted up on a selfie stick, believe it or not, sitting in front of my monitor. So, because like I said, I'm working on the smiling and the looking at the screen and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's been huge. There you go. You got it right there.
That's one right there.
I'm using the Logitech C920 as well, and it is a phenomenal webcam. I'm actually trying to go to my mobile. What webcam are you guys using in the audience? Let us know in the comment section. I have found that using the Logitech it's the best bang for the buck. It's like a $49 webcam, but I get great video. I actually get better video with the Logitech than I do with my 4K cam, because my 4K cam, after it goes through the cam link, it's been so like chopped down. It's not as brilliant. The blues and reds aren't as bright. And you've got a very crisp, very clean look on your camera there, Aaron.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's I've really loved it. It was a great investment. Like I said, the tech side of this has been our weakness throughout the whole process, podcast audio, and a couple little things like this have just made a huge difference.
Mine is also propped, just so you guys know. I want to show you this. I'm gonna see if I can get into the room. Mine is also propped into a selfie stick, because I get really passionate and it wiggles the mic. But with this the way it's set up now, it's off the table. So I don't get some of that wiggle room. So it's just a little quick tip for you guys there. Now, are you using any lights, Aaron, to kind of make the show look more clear?
I do have a little bit of light. I've got a window off to my right here that I've got covered in some kind of white paper to kind of give it a little softer feel. And then I've got a light over here to my left that brings in a little bit more light. It definitely, I'm up in my office here, and it's a little dark normally, so use a little extra light.
I think that the elephant in the room is that you sound fantastic. Talk to us a little bit about the microphone you're using and the mixers that you might be using.
All right, I knew you were going to ask me about the mic, and I was just going to look at it. It's and the tech side, again, is not my forte, but I've gone off some recommendations from podcast folks. It's an Atira, I think that's what it is. Okay, let me look at it. I'm going to look at it.
Why? I want you guys to recognize this, that he's not a tech guy. You don't have to be a tech guy to get all this. You just have to buy what the tech guys say to buy.
Yeah,
right?
that is awesome. I've watched a lot of podcasts and everything, and they're like, I have the version 45. And it's just, he's like, man, I don't know what I got. I just found a good one and it works. And that's awesome. That's
I clicked the link you told me to buy. And I
free shipping.
That's totally it. And that's really what I did. I listened to folks like you guys here that have some experience with this and picked them out. It's not like I spent thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, I probably have spent less than $200 on everything to be doing this. And I've got a bigger mixer than I need. I've got a Q1002 USB mixer here that seems to do really well. It's got a lot more room than I ever plug into. So all that stuff.
That's phenomenal. Let's go to our comments. We've got an active comment section right now. Sandra is saying, I just bought the C920 and I love it. Dale Garza bought my C920 last week. We just launched a new course called Launch Your Live. In fact, if you guys want to check that out, you can go to launchyourlive.com. And that's a new live stream course that we just launched for brand new live streamers. And we're just telling them, buy the C920 and buy this an ATR microphone. Like, just buy them and don't worry about it. Kevin,
and you do, it's got the 922C. I've got that one as well, and I have both of them. And for a few dollars more, you do notice a little bit better clarity, I guess, on the 922X or whatnot. So if you're on the fence, either one of those, awesome. Like my favorite two cameras.
The C922 has got a 90-degree angle on it, where this one has like a 70-degree angle. So you see more. It's wider. It's also got a built-in background swap out feature, so it's supposed to be easier to green screen to do stuff like Dototech or green.
It's got the chroma key built into it. It's got a lot more. The controls are nicer, I think, on the 22 for sure.
Yeah, and we got a question about that. We got a question about well, we're getting a couple questions that just came in. Any tips on getting rid of? Chandra's asking, any tips on getting rid of shadow on eyeglasses or glare? Yeah, we just talked about this on the Business of Video podcast. Put your lights on the side of you as opposed to in front of you, right? Don't do this. Put them at 90 degrees to you and avoid that reflection.
I definitely got that reflect. I got one in front of me and two on the side because my hat gives me a weird shadow. But as long as I look like this, yeah. But there, see there, mine. There's my some. Yeah.
David Fowler is saying I use a Blue Yeti microphone. Great microphone, USB only.
Mm-hmm.
USB only. Aaron, what kind of connectors does your microphone have? Is it XLR only? USB? How does it?
It actually will do both. So it is an ATR, and
Great.
I've got an XLR into my Behringer Q1002 USB setup here.
Yeah, so let's talk about that real fast. You got a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Okay, so Teresa Kennard is saying audio really confuses me. And then I see that Dale Garza has Dale, you're obviously a pro. He's putting wax paper on his lights, totally from back in the day. I learned that in college. He's also got a 16-channel mixer. So let's talk about how to get the good audio into your computer. Because with like a Blue Yeti mic, it's a USB. It's going to plug right into your computer. Yeah. But it also, you also could run out of USBs depending on what you're using. So Aaron, walk us through sort of how your setup is set up for audio specifically.
Yeah, sure. So the main reason that I got the mixer was to be able to bring in some outside audio through, my phone if I'm doing the intros or outros. And then we were trying to do some call-in kind of thing, mix minus setup with having somebody call in over the cell phone as opposed to being on the video. So kind of the voice of image popped up there. And so we've had that, but basically my microphone is connected in through the XLR, and then that's USB connected into the computer. And all of the rest of the stuff I need, either if it's a phone, I've got a little recorder piece that goes in there that I have some set audio that I play from, and it all just goes through the boards. Again, not the tech guy, so that's why this was so cool to use BeLive. I didn't have to figure a lot of that out.
Right. It was all just kind of there. That actually kind of rolls us right nicely into number 5, which is sound effects. I use sound effects for the show. You guys have heard
You're watching BeLive Weekly.
Right, you guys have heard that. Now, Aaron, you do something similar for your show as well, right? You have an intro for your show?
Correct. Got an intro. We do 2 commercials in the middle and then an outro, and all of those are pre-recorded.
Okay, cool. So talk about those. Guys, I want you to really listen to this, right? We got 21 of you are live right now, and you guys are the cream of the crop, right? Because you've been here since we started. Sound effects are huge. They're huge. Aaron, walk us through the 3. You have an intro, a commercial, and an outro. Can you play those for us?
Yeah, let me plug it in. I didn't have it plugged in, but I can. Hold on one second. If it pops a little bit, it may pop. So hold on 1 second. That not pop on everybody's ears too much?
A little bit. Yeah,
sorry.
Good.
Oh wait, can you do it again? I wasn't paying attention.
No, I haven't played. Okay, here is our intro.
This is Ben Landesman with Lawson Screen and Digital Products.
This is Deborah Sexton.
This is Peter Walsh with M&R. Scott Ritter with the Decorated Apparel Expo.
And you are listening to Two Regular Guys
Podcast.
hosted by Terry Combs and Aaron Montgomery.
A gift to the industry.
Very nice.
I love that.
Yeah. We've got. I think I've got about 40 different versions. So we just went around at the different trade shows and had a little script for people in the industry that we know to go ahead and give us some audio. And then I actually outsource that to somebody in the podcast world that does all the editing for me. So
okay. Great. So, so to get those audio, I call them audio bumpers. They might be called show drops in some cases. If you guys go to Fiverr and search for show drops, you'll find a bunch of different, or you can even search for like podcast intros, and you can get intros and outros made for your show. And you said you also have commercials.
Yes. Yep. We
commercial for us.
Sure. Yeah. Our Industries Trade Association sponsors us. So here's their commercial that they provided to us.
Great.
Hi, this is SGI's Dan Marks, inviting you to attend the SGI Expo in Las Vegas this October. We're going to show you what's on the horizon, with more than 500 exhibitors showing the latest in dye sub, screen, embroidery, DTG, and more. We have 72 educational sessions, including a garment decoration track, and a special luncheon just for garment decorators. Registration is free through September 19th. Learn more at sgia.org/expo2rg.
Yeah, so high quality.
Yeah.
And
yep.
Owen wants a percentage of that.
Anybody who buys from that commercial.
We got to get it kicked back to you. It's actually funny that you say that, because we actually, by using BeLive, are actually charging more for our sponsorships now, because we do the audio piece there, but they're also getting their website streamed during the commercial. So we scroll through it, and they love that. We charge more.
That is brilliant. I love what you just said there, because I'm a businessman at heart. I just happen to love live streaming, right? So that's businessman at heart. And being able to create these sound bites enables you to like increase your offerings, not just for maybe customers, because not all of you guys. By the way, how many of you actually serve customers? Let me know in the comments. Say customers if you're selling a product, and maybe like tell me what you're selling, right? Is it coaching? Is it? I'd love to know kind of like where you guys are coming from, because you can sell sponsorships to your show, and you can increase those sponsorships by adding video to them. And I worked in radio for a while, so I saw how all that sort of worked. And if Dennis Prager read the thing on the air, then it cost you twice as much money and made more money for the radio station. It also got you more leads, right? Because there's authority behind sort of some of that stuff. So I love that. Was that number? So you have an industry friend that does your sound effects for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's a podcast guy. It's actually Two Guys Talking Network here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, fantastic. Now you guys can go and get some of those made for your own show. What I use is Fiverr. I use Fiverr to get my show drops made. And it's Fiverr.com, and they're all, I mean, that's what this came from,
You're watching BeLive Weekly with Owen Video.
And I also made a blank segment like this one. Welcome to our next segment. This one is Pull Your Hair Out, where we ask our guests to pull their hair out while we're laughing at them.
So did you make that with that's their music, or that's your music? Like, how did that work?
I went to Fiverr and I asked the guy, he is what he does, and I've used him for like 2 years now. And I asked him, make me a bumper. And I say, make me a bumper, like me an intro, an outro, and a segment transition. So like this one is a segment transition. Right. That's just to move me from one side, one segment to the next. So he makes me all three of those things at once, and they all, he knows to make them all kind of sound the same.
And
right?
so, yeah, that's what we were getting some questions about copyright material that Facebook is detecting. So I was wondering, is that not copyrighted? That's like he made that jingle.
These types of edits, yeah, you're definitely on a Fiverr guy. They don't want to get railroaded either. So I would go to Fiverr or Upwork, right, to get some of this stuff done, because it's going to be more affordable. Sanders asking, what are the rules with Facebook Music these days? This type of thing is all self-produced. They're not going to be using bits from copyrighted music. It's all going to be original, and you can pay more. You can go to Fiverr and pay more and get something that's like way original. Okay, so Kevin Robbins is asking, how are you playing the sounds? Let me have Aaron answer that first, and I'll answer it for the Mac version. So Aaron, how are you playing your sounds on your PC?
My iPhone connected in through my mixer, the Behringer mixer that I mentioned. Yep.
Your iPhone?
Yep.
What app?
I actually just have all of the audio saved in my Google Docs drive that I pull up, and I have it offline. Yeah.
You just blew Owen's mind. Thanks for participating.
Yeah. That's it for our show today, folks. Thanks so much. Jason, make a note that we need to do that. I'm just going to have to buy you a mixer. Jason Rodriguez, my co-host, but Jason Jackson is my producer. Jason, we're going to get that done. Okay.
Yeah, because every time you talk to me and you're talking to him and you're like, Jason, write this down. I'm just not even doing anything. So people just like, that guy really doesn't listen to Owen.
Yeah, he's like, what an awful co-host. Where's Andy when you need him? You do it as saying that Facebook. Okay, so that's how you're playing it. To answer your question, Kevin, on Mac it's a little bit different, and I'm using a different kind of system. I'm on a Mac, and I'm using a program called Soundbite by Black Cat System. Soundbite by Black Cat. It's $50, and it's like a soundboard, and I can just press a button with my mouse, and I can start it, stop it, and do that whole thing. And I can load up custom sound effects. But in order to stream it onto the web, on a Mac, I have to use a program called Loopback. So I use Black Cat with Loopback, okay? And what Loopback does is it turns my browser, it turns Soundbite, it turns whatever I want, and puts it all into the same line as the microphone. So
what you just learned is you just need a mixer now.
Well, you need a digital mixer. Like I have a mixer. I have the Alesis Multimix. But I'm only using that so I could do 2-person interviews. You don't really, if you're on a Mac, you just need Black Cat and Soundbite. Okay. And you don't even really need Soundbite. I just use Soundbite because I like the interface. You could just play them from your Finder if you wanted to do that, but you would still need Loopback to make that happen. Okay, so we're running out of time. Number 6 in our what you need to get more live viewers is focus on trending topics. Now, you've got a niche show, Aaron,
Yep.
and you focus on like up-to-date news for your industry. So you're really capitalizing on these trending topics. How do you do that? How do you like take topics that are brand new and like create a whole show around them?
Well, like I said, it's niche. So what we're doing is we're really actually asking people out there, hey, what do you want to learn about? What do you need to know about? And then we go out and find a guest that is an expert in that area. So, we've had a lot of people lately ask us about copyright, I mentioned earlier. So we went out and we found a guest that's a copyright attorney. And then we even ask our viewers, what questions do you want answered specifically? And we build our show notes around those questions that they have. But I think a lot of it just has to do with, going out and finding the guests, going out and booking people, getting things out there in advance. Like I said, trying to just connect. We kind of feel like we connect a guest, an expert guest, to our listeners. And that's our job as the hosts.
Oh, love it. Absolutely. Cool. And that actually, before we move on from trending topics, I know we're short on time, but use Feedly, guys. Feedly is like a blog organizer, aggregator. Subscribe to Google Alerts and get up-to-date news in your industry, put right in your inbox so that as you're designing your show for that week, right, you sort of know the topics that people are already sharing and liking and use that in your show. So, for example, last week, the Brady Bunch house, right? The house that the Brady kids all grew up in on TV.
It blew up.
It was sold. Somebody sold it. Yeah, So my real estate client, they did a whole show on the Brady Bunch house sold. How much did it sell for? What's the process? How do you sell a movie star home and an iconic home and these types of things? And they, sure enough, they got about 200 more views organically than they normally do. Okay, so definitely some things to think about. We got one more point. If you guys are liking the topic of today's show, put #truth in the comment section right now. #truth and let us know you're enjoying the show. Okay, so last thing is you have a guest interview type of show. You have a guest, so it's not just you monologuing. Correct. You're bringing on guests, and this, folks, is a very powerful tool. Why, Aaron, did you decide on a guest show versus just monologuing with your co-host?
Because we ran out of things to say. I mean, they can only listen to us for so long. We've been really fortunate to be blessed with some really great friends in the industry. And honestly, our podcast started that way. We basically hung out at the bars after trade shows talking. And so it was this group of people talking, and it wasn't just he and I talking. So we decided early on that we wanted to bring people in that, we might know something about the topic, but we want to bring in the person that is like the expert on that particular segment. So that's where we decided to go with guests.
Now, do you ask your guests to share the show?
We do. Absolutely. In fact, some of our biggest shows were because of the guest and their following.
Yeah. Okay. So amen, guys. The biggest show on the biggest episode of this show was with Fallon Zoe. Fallon Zoe came on, and Fallon Zoe's a live streamer. She's a good friend to the BeLive community, and she goes live every single day. It's part of her business model, where she has a very specific niche. It's female entrepreneurs only. She doesn't take male clients. So she's got this very tight-knit community. She goes live on a regular basis, and she shared the show, which brought 103 live viewers to this show. It's the most we've ever had.
And they've never returned.
Yeah, well, but we got subscribers from that. Like, people did subscribe to the show from that. It was guest driven. So, I want to encourage you guys to bring guests on your show. They're more likely to share it. Now, if you're going live from just your phone, right, you can still use the Facebook interface to invite people on your show, and then Facebook sends an alert out to them. Now, I would prefer that you guys just get BeLive Weekly. Just get BeLive, right? Go to the link we sent you earlier, thevideospot.net it's bit.ly.com/BeLive Weekly. Jason, if you want to post that. And bring guests on your show, because they will share it out. And if you can get 3 new folks from every guest share, you're steadily growing your show. You might even double your show.
You might even get a 4th folk.
What are you talking about?
You said 3 folks. Well, who uses folks? Sorry.
Oh,
never mind.
That's a great point. No, you bring up a great point. I'm really glad you stopped the momentum.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to just pause you in your tracks. You have no idea what just happened 3 minutes ago, and you're like, gosh.
There's rarely a time where I'm like, yes, you should ruin the show right now. But that.
Hey, guys, if you want to follow my Bitly, what? Stop.
That was perfect. Aaron, we have enjoyed having you on the show. How do we stay in touch with you? How do we follow your show and just keep up on all the great work that you're doing?
It's the number 2 Regular Guys. And we have a website as well, 2regularguys.com.
That's great. That's great. Aaron, thanks for coming on the show. Guys, go follow Aaron's show. I know that you may not need custom design t-shirts and prints and stuff. I get that. But go watch what he's doing as a professional, because Aaron is a BeLiver just like you. And if you're a BeLiver, type I am a BeLiver in the comment section. Here's our hashtag. I'm a BeLiver. Okay. And represent for your BeLive show. If you've got a BeLive show that's something special that needs to be discovered, then let us know about it in the comment section. Or if you know a BeLiver who's doing great stuff, we want to check out their show, give them a chance to come on and talk about some of the great things that they're doing. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Jason Rodriguez.
Yes.
For joining me today. You did a great job.
Man, I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see you next Monday. I'm putting you on the spot, so that's great.
Come back. Will you come back?
Oh, no, yeah, definitely. I won't leave. I'm going to actually sit in this chat room right here until next Monday.
Thank you for watching BeLive Weekly with Owen Video. If you enjoyed the show, then share this video on your timeline right now.
Just do it!
To see past episodes or get alerts for new episodes, type 5 in the comment section now. Join us next week with new tips to help you grow your Facebook Live show.